Hello, welcome. Welcome to session number 2, week number 2 in our detox. I am Dr. Tamara Lund, creator of youthfulbrainnow.com. And part of a youthful brain is having a detoxified system, having a clean liver, clean kidneys, clean gut, and make sure that gut is working well. Because when that's working, your brain is working. So that's why we're here. We're detoxifying so that we can get a nice, healthy brain. So welcome to week 2. I know that we had several questions come through on our Facebook chat, and so we talked about that a little bit. And at the end of this little presentation, we're going to be taking some questions, and I will go over some of the questions that people had during the Facebook group. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hello, Kellyanne. Alrighty. Well, this says congratulations for successfully completing week 1, but however, we're in day 3 of week 1, and I am glad that you're here. This is a 21-day program, and for the next 2.5 weeks, we are going to support our organs, especially the liver and the gallbladder, so very important in digestion, and it's going to prepare us for our new normal. The digestive system is better able to absorb the nutrients from the food that you are eating, so you will be showering your cells with good nutrition, and then they can function the way that they were designed to. And when you decrease your refined sugars, it can help you with weight management and cholesterol reduction, but more than that, for a youthful brain now, it's going to decrease that inflammation and help your brain function so much better. And I'll tell you what, after we detoxify our systems, our taste buds become finely tuned, and we can appreciate the taste of foods, of vegetables, of drinks, fine wine. We'll be able to appreciate them so much better after we cleanse our system, and we'll be able to have better satiation. Our body will say, oh, that tastes delicious. You can stop now, instead of stuffing it in. So we're going to discuss the supplements for moving into week 2. We're going to also discuss protein and sugar. And then also we want to discuss some of the recipes that you've been making. So welcome and congratulations. 1 step, 1 degree, 1 movement, 1 moment. Success may be that. Just this 1 degree of change cookbook, that is a link that I gave you earlier last week, and they have got so many really good ideas and so many recipes in there. Now, as we move through week 1, we don't eat animal protein. And so there are animal protein recipes in that book, so you just have to know, well, yes, I can have this on week 2 or 3. And then there are also recipes in this book that you can have as a follow-up. It's like, what do we do after we're done with our detoxification program? Well, we move into follow-up, and hopefully we maintain these good habits for a lifetime. And so there are wonderful recipes in this cookbook for that phase as well. 1 degree of change. You can just Google it or go to the Standard Process website and download it, or you can even purchase a hard copy. So I hope you all have looked through that. So one of the things we want to talk about is buying local produce and buying food from our local farmers and our, let's say, our local butchers as well for next week. But we buy local because we buy food that was grown in our area. We buy local because our bodies are fueled by the area that we are in. So we live in this area, and whatever is growing here at the time is something innately special that we want to feed our body with. So whenever we can buy things from our local areas at the local time, at the time of year that they are produced, we're going to get so much more nutrition from it. We're going to get more nutrients. especially whenever we are looking at organic foods and natural foods. So whenever you can, we have our farmers market in Columbia locally on Saturday and Wednesdays from 11 to 5. So get on out there and buy local produce. Dr. Royal Lee, he's the founder of Standard Process, and he knew from an early time that food has always been, and I suspect will always be, the ideal source of your vitamins. Therefore, they are surrounded by untold numbers of nutritional factors. Many years ago, I went to a Standard Process seminar, and they were talking about the wholesomeness of their foods. And they said that every time there's a new vitamin, a new phytochemical, a new nutrient found, and chemical vitamin manufacturers try to manufacture it, well, we go to Standard Process and we look through the supplements that we already have, and that particular enzyme or nutrient is already in Standard Process products because they are made from whole foods. Our bodies were designed to eat whole foods, and that's why the SP Complete is so completely nourishing. So this is for days 8 to 14. Well, let's just say days 4 to 14. Unlimited fresh vegetables, and eat as much organic as possible. No corn, no beans, no white potatoes. Although they are classified as legumes and vegetables, those are things that can get all bogged up in our system and do not contribute to the detoxification process. And whenever we start moving back into eating a full range of food from whatever it is you desire, we're going to slowly integrate those things because we want to know if they are causing a problem in our system, because they have been known to. They're one of the higher allergen foods. But eat unlimited collard greens, kale, broccoli, beets, asparagus, artichokes, carrots, cauliflower. Now back to that first line, collard greens, kale, broccoli, and beets. Those are called cruciferous vegetables, and they are really going to help with detoxifying your liver, as well as detoxifying extra hormones, especially estrogen, that is in your system. So that's why they are so nutritionally dense and powerful in our detox program. But eating cucumbers, spinach, mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, peppers, lettuce, zucchini, celery. I love me some celery. So I love that crunch. So whenever I'm looking for something, just to kind of put in my mouth, celery is great because that crunch is very satisfying. Salads with unlimited vegetables and no pre-made salad dressings. Our vegetables can be dressed with olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, and better yet, organic extra virgin olive oil, and vinegars, wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, even some balsamic vinegar, if you trust the source and you've kept it well, not let it get heated up. There are salad dressing recipes in that 1 Degree of Change book, and also in our Purification Process Program Guide. So I hope that you've all been looking through there and making your dressings. The pre-made salad dressings have a lot of sugar in them, as well as preservatives, and then they're using oils which are not healthy. Some of them are using hydrogenated or say sunflower or safflower oil. Those again are high in omega-3s, and we really want to concentrate on getting our omega-6s because those are the more healthy oils. But using olive oil as a dressing, lemon, spices, delicious. And also our vegetables or fruits that go along with the vegetables. But remember, we want to eat twice as many veggies as we do fruits. And so our fruits, we want to eat about a cup a day, a serving, a cup. We can put a cup in our smoothies. We put a cup in maybe for a snack. We just don't want to eat out of the bag, especially when it's grapes, because we'll have a tendency to eat the whole package of grapes. So do try and measure your fruit. but you can eat apples, oranges, kiwis, berries, apricots, tomatoes, grapes, melons, avocados, figs, limes. And one thing about berries, if we are doing this detox program because we want some help with weight management, we'll really want to stick to the fruits that are low on the glycemic index. So stick with your berries and apples. Those are going to be the lowest, so those are going to help you most with weight loss. Now you can also have quinoa or lentils. So with quinoa, 1/2 cup per serving, so that would be probably a full cup per day, and lentils is the same. You can have 2 1/2 cup servings or a full cup. And I made the best lentils last night. I just made them with some vegetable broth. I sauteed some mushrooms, onions, peppers, and green beans, and then I mixed them together, and I had a wonderful dinner. So excellent. Lentils and quinoa are going to help fill that spot. And whenever you're eating your oils, remember it's 6 to 7 teaspoons per day. You can use coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, flax seeds, grape seeds, and make sure that you're getting your fish oils. Now, you maybe not want to put your fish oils on your salads, although somebody was telling me they have a lemon flavored fish oil that they put on their salad and they really like it. But coconut oil, and if you have MCT oil, which is medium chain triglyceride, which is made from coconut oil, it's more pure, that would be an awesome thing to add to your salads and to your smoothies. However, you might want to start slowly when you're adding fats to your smoothie. Sometimes they can make your stomach hurt. And make sure you are getting your oils, because we need those fats for hormone production, and we need your fats to start to burn for energy. Now, I know two of my children, both of my daughters are doing this program with me. They are not eating enough, and they're not eating any fat. So, mostly my fault, because I didn't prep them well enough. So we're going to go home tonight and we're going to talk a little bit more about the importance of including that fat in our diets. And you want to drink your water, half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water throughout the day. Now you want to drink it slowly, and you don't want to just pound a whole bottle of water at one time, because that'll go in faster than your body can absorb it, and it'll run right on through, and then you'll spend the rest of the day in the bathroom. So if you can drink your water slowly, you will be much better off. It will absorb, and your tissues will stay a lot more hydrated. And then this particular slide says green tea or herbal tea. Well, we talked about herbal tea last time. Excellent. Chamomile. Talked a little bit about yerba mate. It has a little bit of caffeine in it. And the lady that prepared these slides said green tea is an excellent source of antioxidants. And so if you are having trouble with your caffeine withdrawal, it's perfectly all right to have 1 cup of green tea per day. So I am going to start that maybe tomorrow. However, I'm doing pretty well with my caffeine withdrawal. So on day 11, which we will have another webinar in between this time, we are going to start with protein. That is on page 13 in your patient guide. And your protein sources, we are really hoping that you include 1 serving of fish per day, and then another serving of either organic chicken or turkey. And I'll even say, if you can get some organic grass-fed meat, please eat it. And especially if you are, you'll know if you need protein, because you'll still be super hungry. You'll be eating all of your vegetables, but you just have something else that needs to go in. Well, that is somebody that needs some more protein. And especially those of my friends who are working really hard teaching exercise classes, we want to make sure that you have enough protein so you're not burning muscle, because you're working super hard, long hours. Make sure you're getting enough protein. And it is okay to have rice protein as well as the whey protein from Standard Process. But there are a couple other companies that have some fantastic proteins out there. So feel free, as long as they are gluten-free, made GMO-free, and no additives or colorings or preservatives and all that stuff. So we're going to cut down on our capsules. Well, not yet, since we're at day 3. We're still going to take those SP Cleanse capsules, 7 capsules 3 times a day until the end of the week. Then we stop that. There's only 3 capsules left in the bottle if you've taken all of your doses. So add them in with your green food capsules. And even if you haven't had all your doses, please continue to take it. I know that if you skip a dose, you've got 7 extra vitamins in your container. So go ahead and have a few with your green food. We want to keep up that detoxification process. Again, still 2 to 3 SP shakes per day. And you want your fiber, so you want either your gastrofiber or your whole food fiber with each of your shakes. And if you don't like the flavor of the fiber, or you're not going to drink your shake right away, you can mix your fiber separately and then just drink that first and then go on and drink your smoothie later, or the other way around. And then we're going to be taking our green food. So we're going to start that on day 8. So we're going to take 5 green food capsules twice a day. So your supplements should not be taken with your meals, but they can be taken with your shake. And that is because whenever you eat your meal, you really increase your hydrochloric acid in your stomach, and that may denurture some of the proteins in the green food. So take them about an hour before your meal. So your green food promotes healthy liver function, provides antioxidant activity, supports overall cellular health, supports cholesterol metabolism, and helps you maintain good cholesterol levels, those that are already in the normal range. Supports your body's normal toxin elimination. And what else green food does is it helps with your pH. It brings you out of an acid environment into a more neutral or basic environment. And that's where inflammation lives, is in that acid environment. So if we can bring that pH down, we're going to help to eliminate a lot of inflammation, especially the ones in your joints, so your knees and hands and ankles stop hurting so much. The key ingredients are the Brussels sprouts and kale, buckwheat, barley grass, and alfalfa. So those are some yummy ingredients. And know that your barley grass is just the grass, it's not the seed. It does not have the gluten in it, so it is completely a gluten-free food. Barley grass and alfalfa, we really aren't going to go out and eat those things. However, they are wonderful for your digestion, your detoxification, so you get them in your pills. And then there is exercise. I hope you're exercising at least 4 times a day, at least 30 minutes. And walking is really a great exercise. Just get out there and move, especially those people who are a little constipated. If you get out and move your body, increase the circulation to all parts of your body, including your colon, you will have better movements. Yoga is a great way to detoxify your body and your lungs as long as you're breathing. So don't be holding your breath when you're out there doing yoga. Now, your strenuous exercise should be limited during the purification program if you are new to exercise. So don't get out there and take one of those pound classes and go full force if you've never done it before while you're doing the detoxification. But if you're already doing it, keep it up, because we want you to stay active. We want you to increase your circulation and feel better, especially if you are working through this detoxification program for some weight management. Now, your goal is to get 10,000 steps in a day. Many people have the smartphone with the app, and I know most people have a Fitbit. So whatever tool you can use to make it fun, whatever challenges you can do to get out there and get your walking. So 10,000 steps a day. So eating out. And a lot of people ask questions about that. And I was at a restaurant today for lunch because I was traveling with my mom. And I asked the lady for some vegetables. Bring me some grilled vegetables along with some mushrooms. And then drizzle a little olive oil on them as you grill them. And it was delicious. And I drank my water and I took my vitamins an hour before. And it was a wonderful meal and I was very satisfied. But plan your strategy before you leave home. Know what you're going to eat. Know where you're going to eat. Now, if you are going to a picnic or a get-together or a barbecue, bring some food that you know you can eat. Now, there is a great recipe for avocado guacamole that you can make and take to a barbecue, and then just make chips out of carrots, and you can dehydrate some kale chips. You can do zucchini sticks and broccoli and cauliflower. Just dip it right there in your avocado dip, and you've got your meal, and you know you brought it and it's good for your diet. So you want a restaurant, select one that serves food on your list, that's for sure. This will inhibit any temptation. I know I did have to walk by the pies today to get my vegetables, but I felt empowered not having any pie. So when you're traveling or if you're taking a long car trip, pack a cooler full of foods like your fresh fruits, your sliced raw vegetables, and make sure you pack your water. And when attending a social gathering, bring your own food. And chicken kebabs. I'm going to be looking for that recipe for day 11. Now be creative. I think one of the problems that my daughters are having is they don't want to eat any more carrots and broccoli and cauliflower. Plain old vegetables. Be creative. Have salads with lots of colors. You can even put some orange slices in your salads and all different fruits and vegetables in the salad. Quinoa with garlic right on top of your lettuce with some sun-dried tomatoes. Try and be creative. Look for those recipes that are in our program guide and in the 1 degree of change. Because you can put so much food together and make it so fun. So that's what we're going to have tonight, is we're going to have a fun salad with some more of those grilled vegetables that I made the other day. So what does your refrigerator really look like? Things that you can just stick in there and have ready: portobello mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, yellow squash, broccoli, cantaloupe. I cut up a cantaloupe and stuck it in the freezer, so I just throw a few slices in my smoothies in the morning. Strawberries and blueberries, spinach, kale, spinach, more spinach, and kale, yeah. That's right, kale, yeah. Assorted mixed raw vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes, onions, elephant garlic, apples, and red pears. Now, in part of our healthy fats, using clarified butter, ghee. So you can bake a potato, a sweet potato, and put some ghee on it, and then maybe a little bit of cinnamon, and then eat that sweet potato, and that would be wonderful. Apples, red pears, delicious. So let's talk about heart health. Excessive intake of refined carbs is a major challenge to your heart health. Now, we have always been told growing up and along the way that we need to avoid fat to have a healthy heart. Well, the thinking nowadays is that it is inflammation from sugar and refined foods which causes the heart attacks. The cholesterol happens to be in the area, but is not actually causing the problems. The cholesterol is elevated when we have too much sugar and refined foods in our diet. But what if that's wrong? That's right. So in the fight for better health, Americans view cholesterol as public enemy number 1. In the past, we've been told by our healthcare providers to stay away from high-fat foods like saturated fats like butter and eggs and meat because it can impact your heart health. Well, I just mentioned it is the inflammation that impacts the heart health. The cholesterol, it's not the perpetrator, it's just found at the scene of the crime. So what that means is whenever we eat the fast food, the processed foods and sugar, it causes inflammation in our bodies, causes inflammation in the lining of our arteries. And then that inflammation will actually cause little cracks to go along in there. So cholesterol is actually the Band-Aid. Cholesterol comes along and it fills up those cracks that were caused by the inflammatory foods, the damaged fats, and the sugars. So that's why cholesterol got a bad rap. So let's see, there's Dr. Sinatra. He is a renowned author and cardiologist. He wrote The Great Cholesterol Myth. It's a book that I have on my lending library shelf if you guys are interested. And he talks all about the inflammation eating, and it's caused by eating too much sugar and damaged fats. So cut those suckers out, even past our 21-day program. So in place of all that sugar, Sinatra advises replacing it with vegetables and fats, let's say healthy fats. He also highly recommends eating unsaturated fats such as nuts, avocado, fish, and olive oil. See, so you can eat most of these things while you're on the program, except for the cream and the coffee. And we will eat our meats next week, but a ton of vegetables and healthy fats. We took a look at this chart in our last webinar in session 1, but this talks about the obesity levels in the United States. So this chart is from 2013, and 35% higher BMI indicating obesity is in the dark green. So that would be these states over here: Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So sugar drives both fat storage and makes the brain think that it's hungry, setting up a vicious cycle. Fructose is a component of 2 of the most popular sugars. One is table sugar, sucrose, and the other is high fructose corn syrup. So high fructose corn syrup has become ubiquitous, easy for me to say. High fructose corn syrup has become ubiquitous in soft drinks and many other processed foods. Make sure you read your labels. No corn syrup or even high fructose corn syrup. It's been processed. Your body doesn't know what to do with it, and it causes fatty liver disease. So carbohydrates are not all created equal. So sources of healthy carbohydrates and fiber. So the healthy carbohydrates are found in vegetables, in fruits, and in whole grains like beans, legumes, sweet potatoes, and yams. We're not eating those now, but those are where your healthy carbohydrates come from. They take longer in the body to process. So that means that your blood sugar is more stable when you eat complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates also bring fiber. So with the fiber, it's along with the energy source, it may contain phytonutrients, minerals, and vitamins, and fiber will act as a little sponge to take the toxins out of your body. So that's why complex carbohydrates are very healthy. Now, the unhealthy carbohydrates are the simple carbohydrates. These are the foods that have been processed. So they're found in foods like cookies, candies, white flour, pasta, chips. So those are processed foods, and those are unhealthy carbohydrates. And processed meaning they've taken the fiber out, and a lot of times they've stripped the nutrients out, so then they have to put the artificial vitamins or the man-made vitamins back into the product that had them to start with. Now they break down into sugar really fast, so it's going to annoy or give you trouble with your blood sugar. So high insulin resistance and hypoglycemia are both blood sugar problems. that come as a result of eating simple carbohydrates or unhealthy carbohydrates. And they do not bring any fiber, and they are not an energy source. No, they bring no fiber, which is an energy source. So we're not getting the energy that we need from our simple carbohydrates. Because when we eat the simple carbohydrates, our blood sugar soars and we have energy for a short time, and then it crashes. And I know a couple of you are having problems with that right now. So we really are changing the way that we fuel our bodies. If we are used to eating unhealthy carbohydrates, used to eating processed food, our bodies are used to be burning kindling. They're used to burning kindling for energy. So it's going to be high burn rate, quick energy, and we just keep putting it in. As we switch our body to burning oak or longer burning wood, there is a time when we're not feeling so good. Our energy levels are low because we're not used to burning the whole foods and the complex carbohydrates. So our energy is low and we're not feeling that good. But stick with it, because once your body converts to burning the healthy stuff, you're going to have energy like you've never known. So please stick with it. And I've already read this list a couple of times, but these are some healthy examples of foods containing complex carbohydrates. I really like the wild rice, the quinoa, the brown rice, pinto beans. I'm not a big fan of gluten or gluten-containing grains, so those are out in my book. But also the gluten-free oats and the steel-cut oats are delicious for long burning energy in the morning. So combine that with a good source of protein when we're off of our program, and you will have no problems having good energy throughout the day. So here are some examples of foods containing simple carbohydrates, as if you don't already know it. Table sugar, corn syrup, fruit juice, candy, cake, bread made with white flour, pasta made with white flour, soda, all baked goods made with white flour, and most packaged cereals. Simple carbohydrate, not healthy. See, that's what my daughters are having trouble with, is converting their energy from fast burning to long burning. And I'll tell you, it says fruit juice, and this is packaged fruit juice, stuff that's already been manufactured. They usually manufacture that at a higher heat, and so then that destroys all of the beneficial nutrients that are in the products. So if you can do your fresh squeezed juices, that is where you're going to get all of the great benefit. And that is what the recipes in our program guide and the 1 degree of change are calling for, is fresh squeezed juices, not processed juice. Sugar Basics 101. So we're going to talk a little bit about sugar. Dextrose, fructose, and glucose are all monosaccharides known as simple sugar. Mono means one. One saccharide breaks down very fast. So the primary difference between them is how your body metabolizes them. Glucose and dextrose are essentially the same sugar. So whenever you see dextrose sweetening some of your products, know that it's just sugar. And the food manufacturers use the term dextrose in their ingredient list. So look for it and know it's just plain old sugar. Glucose. Glucose is the form of energy that you were designed to run on. Every cell in your body, every bacterium, and in fact, every living thing on earth uses glucose for energy. Glucose is stored as glycogen inside your cells, and then it is broken down during exercise, producing ATP or energy and lactic acid. So yes, our body runs on glucose, but eating sugar is not the way to run our bodies. And for a youthful brain now, research points to having a ketogenic diet, or one where we burn fat for energy. But that fat causes gluconeogenesis, so it creates its own glucose to fuel the cell. A disaccharide. Simple sugars can combine to form more complex sugars like a disaccharide sucrose, which is table sugar. It's half glucose and half fructose. So it breaks down a little more slowly, however, still too quickly for healthy metabolism. We get the insulin surges and then we run into insulin resistance, and that's a whole nother book that we're going to talk about sometime. But then there's sugar alcohols: xylitol, glycerol, sorbitol, mannitol, maltitol, and erythritol. They are neither sugars nor alcohols, and they are pretty popular as sweeteners. Now, they are completely absorbed from your small intestine, and they provide fewer calories than sugar, but often causes problems with your intestines, like bloating, occasional diarrhea, and flatulence. So maybe you need to be very careful with those sugar alcohols, or better yet, eat whole, real foods that don't have labels on them, like an apple or some berries. Agave is advertised as natural, which, it could be. However, it is a highly processed natural food, and it's 80 to 90% fructose. And the end product does not even remotely resemble the original agave plant. So the only thing that agave is good for is making tequila, I think. So no tequila on the program, no agave. Honey is about 53% fructose. It is completely natural in its raw form, and it has many health benefits when used in moderation. So enjoy this after our purification program, but make sure you're not using lots and lots. And I'll tell you, if you use honey, buy honey from a local source, you're going to have a little bit of immunity boosting for allergies, because the bees get the pollen off of the local plants, they put it into the honey, and then your immune system starts to develop a resistance to the immunities in the area. So buying local honey is good for your allergies. Whole leaf stevia is a good thing. It may be used during the program. Whole leaf is good, and it's usually green, I believe. That would be the best form. However, there are some liquid forms of stevia which are more processed. However, I figure something's got to give someplace, so I use the liquid stevia, and I use the flavored stuff, especially the pumpkin spice flavored stevia, and I put them on an apple that I cooked in the microwave, and I've got my own little dessert. So that's my own special secret right there. High fructose corn syrup is 55% fructose and 45% glucose. So it is something that is not absorbed by your body very well. It does not drive your blood sugar up quickly. However, it causes a fatty liver. So there is a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver, and primarily the reason that people get it is from high fructose corn syrup and drinking sodas. Your body metabolizes fructose in a much different way than it does from glucose, and the entire burden falls on your liver. So that's why the fatty liver disease. And one thing that's not mentioned in these slides is artificial sweeteners. Sucralose. Sucralose is one type, and aspartame is another type. Now, those are not only damaging to your system, they are chemicals, but they are neurotoxic. They are bad for your nervous system. They are bad for your brain. Many people develop tingly fingers and tingly feet from the artificial sweeteners that are in so many of the health foods, especially those clear water drinks. They're cheap, they're flavored, they're good, they're 0 calories. However, they're sweetened with artificial sweeteners. bad for your nervous system. Please, 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 that's been my soapbox for many years. Artificial sweeteners are damaging to your brain. So there you go, if you wondered how I felt about them. But do you know what's in your refrigerator? You know, have you investigated your product? Have you read the labels on all of the stuff that sits in the door of your refrigerator? Your ketchups, your dressings, your hot sauces, your mayonnaise. You might be surprised to find high fructose corn syrup and hydrogenated fats and trans fats in them. So please clean out your refrigerator and make sure you look at your pickles and your relishes, the ketchup, salad dressings, jams, syrups, juices, cocktail mixers, yogurt, and of course your soda. So your plan of action: clean out your refrigerator, clean out your refrigerator door. That's right, that's where we keep those things of all high fructose corn syrup products. Provide carbohydrates that are nutrient rich and fiber dense. Make your own. I have got a great recipe for something called Kick-Ass Ketchup. Came out of one of my paleo cookbooks from the website The Girl Makes the Clothes. The clothes makes the girl makes clothes. One of those. Anyway, I have that recipe. If anybody would like it, just let me know and I will send it on. So you want your carbohydrates that are nutrient rich and fiber dense. And also, when you are eating and you have your main course, wait 20 minutes before serving yourself anymore, because your brain sometimes can't catch up, or your stomach can't catch up to your brain. So wait, eat slowly, eat mindfully. As you sit at the table and have your dinner, enjoy the taste, digest it, chew it, just really experience that food. Slow down, eat mindfully, and you may find that all of those heartburn symptoms go away as well. So adults, start walking 10,000 steps a day every day. Now, I'm a little remiss on that one, so I am going to step it up. And then plan your meals for 3 days at a time. Have your menu, do your grocery shopping, meal prep, make it easy. The things that I made for my girls, they didn't like. I made soup, apple and pumpkin soup. I made grilled vegetables. I made quinoa and vegetables, and just easy, already in their little containers to go. But the girls didn't want them because they don't like it. So we're just going to have to work together to really find a way that we can get good nutrition. Excuse me. So Dr. Kimberly Basudan says, we have more wiring in the space shuttle, but we drive our bodies around like garbage trucks. I said that wrong. We have more wiring than the space shuttle, but we drive our bodies around like garbage trucks. And it's time to change that. We have to fuel our body with good nutrition. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I'm going to stop the share now and take some questions. I am ready for your questions. I'm glad that you guys are here. Maybe I answered them all as I was speaking today, especially why we're not feeling that great in the first few days. Let's see, Mini Mike has his hand up. So Mini Mike, can you type in your chat what your question might be? But if you're on your phone, that might make it hard. You just might have to text me, and I will include that answer in our next webinar, which is going to be next Wednesday night at 5:30. So tell your friends. I will send out a link or I'll put the link on our Facebook page, and I'll send out a few who email me and want a special link who aren't on Facebook. But I hope that your questions got answered tonight, especially why we're having some low energy to start with, because we're transitioning our form of energy that we're using. Making sure that you're getting enough fats and proteins. Remember, if you're famished, get more protein, and you can do that in your smoothie, or you can eat organic, grass-fed, healthy raised, happy cows, but not eggs. Just turkey, chicken, beef, and fish. Try and stick with the smaller fish, cod and salmon, because they are less toxic. Alrighty, this has been fun. I hope that you've learned something, and I will see you next week right here. Same bat station, same bat channel, same bat time, Wednesday at 5:30. Alrighty, and good night.